Hey everyone, Dennis K here. It is Saturday, March 21st. Just dialing in to give my little daily update on how the coronavirus is doing here in France. It's gotten a lot worse in the past few days. The numbers are greatly increasing, both in the terms of people getting the virus or being diagnosed as having it, in terms of deaths, in terms of the hospitals being overloaded. Lots of people now in intensive care. So if you notice, I've been doing more of my posts from home. And earlier in the week, when the weather was nice and things didn't look so serious, I was taking brief walks down by the river and taking advantage of just getting out a little bit. But now I'm not leaving the house for anything but just the bare essentials. No sense going out putting myself or stuff at risk. So we're in here now. Obviously watching the Twitter feeds and feeding on the news a little bit just to keep abreast of what's going on, but trying to stay busy and active. And I've been thinking about how to use the next several weeks, several months, so that we come out of this stronger. And maybe I'm sounding like a broken record, but I really feel that we can make the best of the situation. A couple of things I was thinking about is the need to establish a good daily routine. When this first happened, I think all of us just sat in our living rooms and just felt just shocked. Many people lost their jobs. They were sent home, so now they're sitting at home. The kids are home. They have no jobs. They don't know when they'll be able to go back to them, if at all. And so that has them concerned and worried and just sort of like, what in the world just happened? So after a day or two, though, reality starts to set in as the brain has time to process this. And it's at that time, I think it's really important to sort of accept reality and then come up with a plan. So the reality is that for many people, they might not have a job to go back to. And the reality is, for many people, they're going to be stuck at home now for the next 2 months, at least, maybe even more. The reality is the kids are home, and now they have to homeschool. And all sorts of things just come into play here. And so just to accept that, and then what you do with that acceptance, then you make a plan to move forward. And so one of the ways you can do that is take some tips for those who have worked at home or had the laptop lifestyle for several years. And that is have a good daily routine of productivity and don't fall into the trap of becoming lazy or unproductive or feeding your mind on all the negativity. So, for example, this morning, Saturday morning, woke up at 5:15, got up, had my first cup of coffee, did my morning routine, got to work. Hit the kettlebells for a half hour, ate well, got right on the computer, started doing some emailing, some videos, some consulting, improved my skill set using Zoom, because now we're using Zoom a lot to communicate with different people. So I had a very productive day. Take a shower. Take a shower, brush your teeth, get dressed. If you sit around in your pajamas all day in your sweatpants, you're going to feel like crap, and you're going to perform like crap. And nothing's good is going to come out of that. So get some momentum, get some movement going, throughout your day. You can't go outside for a walk? Well, do something in the house to keep the body moving, keep the mind moving. One of the things that always has worked in my life is having something big off on the horizon pulling me forward. For example, starting at about October 15th, I started to get real serious about my health and certain aspects of my business, knowing that I'd be attending the Grant Cardone 10X Growth Con and seeing my family and my wife's family. Oops, we have some sirens going on in the background. Hopefully it's nothing serious. So that event at the time was about 4 months out. And so I used those 4 months, waking up every day, working on goals that I wanted to hit. So the time came when I flew from here to Las Vegas, I knew I was at my peak in many areas of life. And that major event, knowing it was out there on the horizon, helped pull me forward. So I know right now it's difficult to have things on the calendar because of uncertainty. But this too will pass. So what I'm thinking about doing is setting something up, even if we don't book it or spend money on it right now, setting something up, planning for something major in the future that sort of pulls us forward, that keeps us on track now. Another thing I was thinking of too is I heard about this stimulus package that many Americans are going to be getting. They're going to give Americans, I think it's $1,000 or so, and for an adult, and $500 for the children. And I was thinking, what most Americans are going to do with this money, depending on where they're at in life and how they're doing, is they're going to probably spend it on bills and food and things like that. And that money's going to be gone before you know it. And I realize that some people have to use it for those things. So I'm not being critical or criticizing those who use the money like that. But I got a feeling, and I think most people would agree with me, that a lot of people are just going to take that money, view it as found income, and completely waste it. And it's going to be gone, and then what? You know, if you ever come into a little bit of a windfall like this, the government gives you some money, you get a tax return, or you make a little bit of extra money one week in your business. I always think of how can I use those funds to double or triple them by learning some type of skill that I can use not just for a week or a month, but for the next year or two. You know, for example, if you got $1,000 and you said, you know what, with a portion of this money, I need food. You know, rather than just going up and loading up on the filet mignon and the T-bone and, you know, prepackaged meals, you know, why not just spend a week and try to eat simple? And it might not be the healthiest food, but you can eat healthy cheaply, but you know, just try to save a little bit of money when you go to the grocery store. Save $50 or $100, and then with that $100, think what kind of skill can you learn that you could go out and make money with. Maybe not today because we're all stuck to our homes, but maybe in the future. You know, maybe 6 months from now, or a year from now. You know, for example, if you got $1,000 and you enrolled in a program to learn how to code, or learn how to build websites for small business owners, or learn how to manage somebody's social media. Do you know how many people right now are going to be hurting when this is all said and done? Their small businesses are just going to be barely running, and they're going to need all the help they can get. Like setting up their Instagram account, setting up their Facebook pages, showing them how to run a Google AdWords campaign. People are going to need these types of skills, right, more than ever. And if you're good at what you do, how many clients would you need to make a decent living when this is all said and done, offering to manage people's Facebook business pages, you know, things like that. So take a portion of the money, go ahead, get yourself a skill, spend a little bit of money. It can be in photography, it can be in copywriting, all sorts of things you can learn to do online. And then use that skill when we come out of this to better yourself. So turn that $1,000 into something that can make you $20, $30, $50, or $60,000 a year. So that's one thing I just wanted to tell my listeners. Also, we can fall into a trap of just not accomplishing much because there's no one putting our toes to the fire. There's no one holding us accountable. And this is a shameless plug because one of the things that I do is I'm an accountability coach, a lifestyle coach, an accountability coach. And I make people do what they promised themselves they would do. And this could be with their health and fitness, with their family relationships, with their businesses. And I'm just there to help you to get past hurdles, to get unstuck, to excel, and to maybe even speed up the accomplishment of your goals. Many times, I've hired an accountability coach myself at different parts of my life. I've hired business coaches. I've hired fitness coaches. I spent a lot of money in my own self-improvement. I've spent $5,000 for 3-month courses multiple times. I just spent tens of thousands of dollars going to Las Vegas and California to attend the 10X Growth Con. Probably about $15,000 in total for that trip. And the rewards I get back from that are going to be double and triple because of the things I've learned. And so what I'll encourage everybody to do today is scale back as much as you can on your expenses. So look at your budget, see what you're spending, and try to cut out all non-essentials. And if you ordered something from Amazon and it just got delivered recently, haven't opened the box, send it back. You know, now's the time to save money. Cut back on everything. You know, live simply, get rid of the unessentials, and then take all that money that you might be saving. For instance, right now, many of you do have a job, but maybe you're working from home, so you're not putting $50 a week in the gas tank. You're not spending $100 a week at the grocery or at the restaurants, right? You're not going to Starbucks every day, spending $4 or $5 or $6 there every day. So think about what that could add up to in a month. You could have $500, $600, $700 extra at the end of the month just because you've had to work from home. What can you do now with that $700? That could now set you up with a skill that you could double that $700, make $1,400. You know, now $5,000 and $10,000 and $15,000. So that's what I'll encourage everyone to do. Right now, it might be a time to pivot. For some of you, you may not have jobs to go back to. For instance, many of you in the restaurant industry, you're working as waiters or waitresses and bartenders. Some of those restaurants were operating at such slim margins, you might not have a restaurant to go back to. I'm not being negative, I'm just giving you the truth, giving you the reality. We need to accept reality. For those of you who went to other types of jobs, you own small businesses, you didn't have the cash flow now for those small businesses to stay profitable. The brick and mortar shops might shut down. How can you turn your brick and mortar shop into some sort of online business? For example, I just spoke with a caterer. Not speak with a caterer. I just saw an interview with a caterer who obviously can't cater anything right now. But what he's doing, he's developing a coaching program for people who want to get into catering. And so when this is all said and done, and the catering businesses go back into business, he's going to be in a prime position because he's taken the next 2 or 3 months to create videos, to copyright PDFs, to get information ready, so that when the clock strikes 12 and we get the go ahead to go back to work, well, he's ready. He has a product. He has a service ready to go that he can do from his own home, or he can choose to start his catering business back up, but he has this as a side income, a side hustle. So just a lot of things I've been thinking about today, because I really think that we can use this time period. And again, keep to your routine. And don't let this get the best of you. Don't let the negativity constantly bombard your mind. If you watch any news today, it's going to be all bad news. So you got to fill your mind with good things. You are what you eat, and it also applies to your thinking and what you put in your brain. So guard what you put in your brain. And over the next several weeks and months, every day try to read something positive, something encouraging, something that lifts your spirits up. Try to get around people that have the same mindset as you. If your family and friends right now are negative all the time, try to stay in contact with them a bit, but try to find a group of friends and people that aren't negative. Now, I'm fortunate. My family's all positive. So when I talk to my family, they lift me up. And I know not everybody has that. And so if you have negative friends right now, get some positive friends around you. Go on Zoom. Become part of Facebook groups of people that are trying to do better, trying to excel in life. Get yourself pumped up. Maybe set a challenge for yourself. You don't want to become, out of shape and lazy over the next 2 or 3 months. Get yourself a part of a challenge group. They're all trying to maybe lose 5 pounds the next month, or you're part of a push-up challenge group or a kettlebell swing challenge group. See what you can do. Take the initiative. We can do a lot right now. So anyway, it's going kind of long today, but it's, what is it? Going on probably 7:30 here. So, at 8 o'clock, they do something really cool is everybody comes out on their balconies and they clap for 5 minutes for the doctors and nurses who are working so hard to save people's lives, to take care of people at this critical time. So my wife and I do that each night. We'll go out, open our windows up, clap, and show respect for those who are working hard on our behalf. So anyways, hope you're all doing well. Stay safe, wash your hands, and if you found any value in this at all, just go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate that. Again, I don't do this for anyone else but myself. When you teach, you learn, and I do appreciate the feedback, though. So if you've gotten anything beneficial, go ahead, drop me a comment. It makes me feel good. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shoot me an email. And, have a good weekend. Talk to you more tomorrow. Cheers.